Welcome everybody to the CGF and Beaver show, the racing edition, proudly brought to you by Betezy.com.au. I'm CGF, and really you should only be listening to me after last week's debacle from Beaver.
Wasn't that bad?
Beaver, you got how many did you get, mate? Beaver, come on, one.
I wasn't counting, mate.
Beaver, I was.
Yeah, of course
I was. My old favourite Zaratone did the business again.
$7,
Mate,
CGF. It's good.
Given him twice out in the show, and he's paid double. He's paid 8s and 9s and 7s. Anyway,
nice one.
So anyway, we're looking for you to bounce back here, mate.
Oh, as I always do.
You're a bit like Shane Watson, mate. You can get to 50, but then you just can't bat on.
Mate, I'm happy with 50s.
3 centuries and 21 50s in 88 innings.
Yeah.
Not good enough. Anyway, we'll talk about cricket later on.
I did get, hey, what about the sports multi? That got up.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, good one.
So there you go. Stick that up your jumper.
Good stuff. We're going to look at a couple of races at Caulfield and a couple at Randwick. Firstly, race 5 at Caulfield. It is a race over 1,000 metres at 2 o'clock. What do you like, Beef?
I'm going the top weight. Chase the Rainbow. Bit of a favourite of mine, but has had problems. I backed it over 12 months ago now, CGF, when it won, and then put it back out for a spell. It's a fairly good horse, this one, so if it's anywhere near its best, it's a real chance in this at $8 each way all day for the Beaver.
Yeah. Number 1, Chase the Rainbow. I actually know one of the part owners. This is a fairly classy animal.
Yep.
And if it hadn't have had so many injuries, could have been good. It absolutely annihilated them when it ran last start.
Yeah, I was at Hawkesbury that day on a corporate function and I loaded the boys up and they were pretty chuffed. Last race it was.
It pulled a shoulder muscle and it keeps pulling muscles. But anyway, I reckon it's a class above these. It's got to carry a little bit of weight, but class beats.
This isn't a bad race.
No.
Love your Madleys in it, Vatican, Sumaray, or however you say it. I can't say it, CGF. You're the expert there.
Sumaray.
Yeah, that's it. That's what I just said. It's a chance.
Did you ever listen at school?
No, I knew everything.
Yeah. There's a bloody surprise. There's a bloody surprise. Well, I remember a Cheerio to the boys at Farrow, Hughes and McCarthy. Thanks for sorting out my self-managed super fund. I might have a bit of money when I'm 60.
Yeah, I know where it's all gone.
Special mention to Shane. I've been onto the Jenny Craig hotline. They'll look after you, mate. Don't worry about it.
Wait. Look who's talking.
Hey.
Glass houses, CGM.
Mate, it's prime real estate, this.
Yeah.
Prime beef.
Yeah.
You know, they put this on the sizzle for 2 seconds and boom, you've got all it. Right, that brings us to race 6, a 1,200 metre group. Sorry, a ratings 84 handicap. Had a bit of a look at this. I sat here about 4 or 5 weeks ago with Scotty the bookmaker and said Anlon was a great bet. Absolutely, Walston paid $16.
But where at? Geelong?
Kyneton.
Kyneton.
Then went to Ballarat, got beaten half a neck.
Good run.
Good run. I haven't backed it. I've backed Magnus Rain.
Yeah.
Magnus Rain won that night at Moonee Valley when we were there, when we were donating, when we were throwing our money to the crowd.
Yes.
Back at the Cox Plate meeting, which was on the Friday night. So I'm going to stick with Magnus Rain. It will be a Rick or Lacey race-to-race double.
Yeah.
$5.50, Glenn Boss. Ran a solid second. In fact, it hasn't run a bad race this campaign. I'm going to stick with it.
This is a good race with plenty of chances, CGF. Anlon is well up in the weights.
Yep.
So, and going to weekend company. The top weight's not without a chance. But I've gone for Solsay. Drawn a little bit wide. Kent is one of my favourite trainers, so I'm going to stick with that. But they backed it off the map last start and it won really well. And I think if it can produce that again, assuming that there's a bit of natural improvement there, it's going to be hard to beat.
Good stuff.
And another one at odds for Beaver.
Yeah, look, I think if you're backing a few winners this weekend, you're going to get some decent odds.
Yeah.
There's nothing really standing out. There's a couple of races where they do, but I think if you can back a couple of winners in between, you'll do okay. Takes us to Randwick on the Kensington track, race 5, which is a ratings 85 over 1,800 metres. I had a long and hard look at this, and the more I looked, the harder it got. What'd you come up with?
What'd you come up with?
Capital Commander. Nick Olive. $7.50. It's 2-1-2 4. Hasn't run a bad race this campaign. I back it with not a lot of confidence, but the fact that it won on the Kensington a couple of starts back will keep me in. I think index linked is the hardest to beat.
Well, a lot of these raced each other last start. So Solemn 1, Capital Commander 2nd, Index Linked 4th.
Yep.
I'm going to go with Index Linked. It was favourite last start, and it was a good run, albeit the others beat it. There wasn't much pace. It didn't have the race run pursuit. It was on the Rosehill track, which I think was playing a little bit leader biased. I think Randwick will suit it better. It'll give it more of a chance to wind up and not get so far out of its ground at $3.50. Index linked for me, CGF.
Good stuff. Takes us to race 6, which is a 1,150 metre sprint. And again, a number of these raced against each other last time
Correct.
out. Field Marshal was backed in as unbeatable.
Yep.
And was truly beaten into 6th. Territory came with a strong run and won it. It just did all the work and only got popped off in the last bit. And I'm going to stick with Agista. He gets 3 kilos off his back with the young apprentice Didman. If he's half as good as his father, he'll be fairly useful.
Very useful.
But I think the 3 kilos for me was the selling factor. Field Marshal's been up for a fair time now. I think the lay of the day is Territory.
Yeah, me too.
I think it's the lay of the day. Queen's Elect, Tahitian Black. There's plenty in there that'll give them a run. But I like Agista. I just think it's building up to the wind. And at $9 and $2.65, I think it's excellent value.
Well, the Beaver backed Territory last start because one of the young blokes on the bench out here said the mail was from Territory, $10. So that was a good tip, and I'm pretty happy with him. But I think Field Marshal will be winning. I really think that, again, it was caught wide. Everything went against it last start. I think with a bit of better luck in running this start, I think it can win. Randwick will suit it. And $3.50 again, I'm on.
Rightio. Well, good luck. I just don't quite see it there, but anyway, I'll bow to your study and intelligence. You must have slept with
of it.
You sleep with a horse lately and tell you something?
Yep.
Good. What else have you got for us, mate?
What have I got for you? I'm going to get Rosehill Race 1 Made to Water. It was my best the other week, but it can bounce back on the weekend. $4.50, getting better odds. And one for you, CGF, in Doomben, Race 6, the White Hope. This is a beautiful white horse, this one. That's why I like it. So I think this will be winning as well. And my very, very best of the day, Beaver's best bet. It's always close to the mark. Race 1 at Caulfield, West Africa. It's only had 1 start, 1 win, but this is a good horse on the way up. Kavanagh, right aboard, get on, get the chockies early.
Good stuff. Well, Black Revolver didn't quite do the job for you last week, did it?
Oh, well.
Memorial.
Can't get them every week, mate.
Memorial Trottle in, $1.65.
Yeah, no, I think as well.
Don't go broke back and win us. Heard that before, haven't we?
You'll get a name like me soon.
Mate, I threw out Xerotone. I've thrown out that much value this year that people have got Securitas vans.
Oh, yeah. You're the only one that hasn't worried about your super fund. Put it into these so-called tips and you shouldn't be having any problem.
Caulfield Race 4, number 8, Lord Durante. CGF's best bet, paying $3.60. Has been knocking on the door.
Knows how to lose a race.
Yeah, it does. It does. It does. But it's also honest as the day is long, and everyone gets its chance. And I think gets its chance. It's dropped down the weight. It's gone up in distance a little bit. But I'm going to stick with it.
Well, let's say if it doesn't win on the weekend, never again.
Probably not. Probably not. Anything else for us?
No, just the normal stuff. CGF plodding along nicely, mates. We've got a few specials going on in sport this month with EPL and NFL. So if you like having a bet on the EPL or NFL, jump on the site and have a look at our promos we've got going there. But everything else is all good. Some good races at Hong Kong over the weekend. Some of the Melbourne Cuppers are backing up there. And
there's a useful race, the Kingston Town Classic in Ascot in Perth.
Yep.
There's Cracking Days racing in Shartin.
Yep.
On Saturday. Serious money around.
We should be there, CGF.
We should, and I think it's only a matter of time when Betezy recognise the fact that we should be there.
Yeah, the value would be us there, not sitting here right now.
Well, I think so. You know.
Well, let's have a word.
A Fairy King prawn and a beer.
That's right.
Happy Valley on Wednesday night and Shartin on Sunday.
We love the Happy Valley.
We love the Happy Valley. Right out, everybody. Have a great weekend. Should be an interesting test match. Yep. Australia were killing it, and then they've done their normal and 4-4.
Yep.
4-4. Bet responsibly. Go to betezy.com.au. You'll have all your markets, betting products, everything sitting there. And in the meantime, take care, and we will see you next week. Ciao.
Follow the Beaver.